In a world where the it thing is always changing, sometimes you need a tour guide or two to help you find your way to pop culture's paradise. If you find yourself reminiscing or in need of a good recommendation, these two have you covered. And now, here's your hosts, Joey and Jeff.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Paradise. My name is Joe.
What's up? I'm Jeff.
And today, we're talking about ABC's TGIF.
Hey dudes, put your seats in their full and upright positions. TGIF is ready to fly high.
The very first cinematic universe. You know what I'm talking about here today, Jeff?
TGIF, for me, it was, if you're a 90s kid, it was must-see TV. It was all of your favorite shows stacked together in like a 2-3 hour block, Joe, just back to back to back. You could not miss it no matter what.
And these were like the perfect comedies. They're family friendly, but like your parents would hang around. You know, you go home, you're done for the week. Everything you need to do from school is over. You got the whole weekend ahead of you, and you're just down to laugh all night, right?
One of the things that I remember the most, I can't remember which show it was. It might have been Family Matters. One of the shows did this special 3D. Maybe it was like the whole night was like 3D. I can't remember exactly. But we couldn't get the glasses anywhere. We couldn't find them, me and my pal Keith. His mom drove us around town all day. We couldn't find the special glasses you needed. So she tried to make them. Needless to say, the effort was admirable, but the experience was less than desirable.
As soon as you see this logo, put on your 3D glasses for more 3D home improvement coming right up.
You know, I actually remember this because I think this one wasn't quite TGIF, but it's that same ABC block. It was Home Improvement.
Okay, get those 3D glasses ready now for all new Home Improvement in 3D next.
The Drew Carey Show, I believe. And I remember getting the glasses at from Doritos at a Walmart or something. And they just had it set to the side. And you're just like, all right, I don't know how 3D on TV is going to work, but this is just going to change everything.
Even if he had the right glasses, it wasn't that amazing of an experience. But in that moment, it was, I cannot miss this. Like, this is a life-changing event.
And then you go back to watch those episodes of syndication, and they're all like, oh yeah, we got the bubble machine. Spin City. Great. Spin City is the other one that has the 3D. Here's a little taste of how they built up a TGIF. What you would look forward to.
Tomorrow you won't see this guy, but there's no mystery where the fun is.
I got the reflexes of a jungle cat.
It's an all-new
he does.
God, I love you.
And is the pressure of a big
I love
family
him.
getting to the Lamberts on Step by Step?
Oh. Now, are you worried that the pressures of a big family is coming? It's just coming to a head on Step by Step.
Dude, I love the Lamberts. What a great family. Like, you know what these shows did, as sad as it might be? I don't want to bring down the episode, but it made me realize just how dysfunctional my family actually was. And this is what I wanted, what was on this TV show. Maybe that's why I'm still drawn to it to this day. I don't know, man.
It's the very definition of comfort food, isn't it? Because you're looking at him and you're like, I feel part of this family. Like, all right, sure, if I was part of that family, I probably also would want to, strangle Urkel.
Right.
But in some ways, I'm like, you know what? Urkel's presence is just, well, if I'm Carl, it's not calming.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't have to deal with the fallout from Urkel blowing out my ceiling. So Urkel's a happy memory to me.
Oh, I love him, dude. He was just a phenomenon everywhere. And I know you have a Urkel doll.
I do have the Urkel doll. I also got the Punky Brewster doll, and I got way too many dolls for a grown man. So TGIF was a fixture from the 80s to the 90s, and unfortunately, it went away. I saved this phrase TGIF. Jeff, do you actually know what TGIF stands for?
Thank God It's Friday.
From what I found from my research, I don't think it always meant thank God it's Friday.
Really? What else could it possibly mean?
Well, let's go to the clip.
Hi, welcome to TGIF.
And welcome to TGIF. That means thank goodness it's funny.
TGIF.
It's just another way to say
TV is good. You'll know why we say thank goodness it's funny right after this.
Thank goodness it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
No, they're saying thank goodness it's funny.
Oh, I could have sworn they were saying Friday, and then somebody said something about TV. That was a stretch.
So as our play-by-play guy, if you didn't grow up in this era, can you explain what that night was? How do you prepare for a TGIF night?
It was the best, man. You would definitely be loaded up on the snacks. Pizza was a must usually. It was something that you never watched alone because it was always an event. It felt like every single Friday was like this big freaking deal. And you would look forward to it all week. You'd get there, you'd have the snacks, you'd have the food, you'd have the special glasses if you needed them for that, particular, weekend, whatever. But the best way I can describe it is it was the best feeling in the world. It happened every single week.
Here's a little montage I put together of just the hype. This is why we got excited.
Hi, I'm Corey Matthews of Boy Meets World. Welcome to the Christmas edition of TGIF.
It's Friday night, and the mood is right.
Yes, it is.
I'll show you how it's done. TGIF.
Hey,
They
there's
came
no
in
better way to
cocky.
spend Friday night than watching TGIF with your family.
Notice how the phone never rings during TGIF?
Well, that's because everybody's watching ABC.
We're just getting ready for a night of TGIF.
And that's what you're talking about.
Lock your TVs to ABC and throw the remote away.
Friday night.
Your grandma.
Lock your TVs away. Bring your popcorn. Boy Meets World's up next.
Okay, so hold on. What was I know it was probably changing a lot, but what to you was like the premier lineup? Because if you're like, for real, this is Friday night television. This is crazy to me. Okay, so you got Family Matters, you got Boy Meets World. What was like the premier lineup? Because I'm seeing all these shows, but how were they actually scheduled?
So it was constantly changing. I think by the time I got into it was 94, 95, 96. So I think by that time, Step by Step, Family Matters were already transitioning off, and Full House had been done by that point. You weren't getting Perfect Strangers. To me, it's prime Boy Meets World, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I kind of just think of the other stuff that they kind of put around it.
Right.
So those shows like Teen Angel, which I'll bring up here. They tried with this show called You Wish, which was awful. Two of a Kind with the Olsen twins coming back.
Congratulations.
TGIF. We'll get you through it.
Friends don't let friends miss a moment of TGIF.
Ah,
Nope.
what a great night of TGIF. Hey, Vanessa,
That's so
I think
Raven
Eric's
was
still
on
waiting
there?
On the phone. Oh, right.
Yep.
You know, I can't believe you stood me up.
I thought that was only
I'm
on
glad I
Disney
kept you on
Channel.
hold. Here I am all dressed up and...
She was...
Oh, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Bye. Why did you let him off so easy? He had a good excuse. He was watching TGIF.
Would that happen in real life?
Yes, always a valid excuse. Try it on your girlfriend. Try it on your job. It was TGIF. I couldn't make it. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I understand. It's completely fine. Wait, was that really That's So Raven? That was only on Disney Channel. That must have been some other show. What was that?
That was Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Okay, Mr. Cooper. Right. That was a good one, too.
And as we will show you today, all of these shows share the same cinematic universe, and a lot of the times, the success of one show was brought over to help take another show and make it popular.
I have really no idea what to expect or... Okay, I've heard of the MCU universe, the Marvel, the Monster universe, the DC, but never TGIF. You're gonna have to really sell me on this, man.
So you're a big fan of Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
And you just love the guy, and he's kind of the central figure to how all these Avenger movies take place, right?
Oh, absolutely. Without the first Iron Man movie in 2008, which I didn't see for many years after the fact, because I just kind of was never really into... I always thought Spider-Man was cool, but I wasn't into comic books. But once I saw who Tony Stark was, I was like, this guy is cool. I need to see what this is all about. And then sucked in, man.
Consider Balky from Perfect Strangers, our Tony Stark. The entire cinematic universe almost centers around Balky from Perfect Strangers.
Okay, and he was the guy with the weird accent, right?
He was the guy with the weird accent.
Okay,
Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm here for the ride.
Don't be ridiculous.
So we did mention food, and TGIF knew it. I honestly think that they were probably in line with these companies to push product. Like, maybe they got a little side Pizza Hut money. The pizza chains were like, listen, the kids are home. The kids are going to beg their parents to get something to eat. And you know what? Let's remind them. They're hungry while watching this show.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to TGIF.
Oh, I've prepared a special snack for every show. Now, tonight on Full House, I take Stephanie to a mother-daughter slumber party. So, slumber party food, cookies and hot chocolate.
Tyler, pass the chips. You women are throwing a mean TGIF party. Yeah, I'm having such a good time, I almost don't mind being stood out.
Tyler's gonna get canceled.
That's not hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Tell me, Wisconsin cheese?
Maybe that's Sister. No, that's Sister.
No, Tia and Tamara. I don't know what that show is, but it was on TGIF. How do I not know what it is? I definitely know the last one. Cody is obviously a well-renowned chef. I would
you
totally,
don't remember how often Cody was cooking on Step by Step? That was just his thing.
Oh yeah, I would totally
Doozy.
trust him to cook me up a little something in his van.
Not only would you watch your favorite shows, but they would push outside events, maybe concert footage from the biggest boy band act at the time, or a hit movie, and you get some previews.
Boy Meets World will be right back on TGIF.
Ah, the mystical land of TGIF, where anything can happen and usually does. From Sabrina's magical finger to Marty's mischievous mayhem. And now TGIF is showing you the magic of Flubber, starring
Flubber?
Robin Williams.
Great movie.
For TGIF. And tonight it's an
So wait, they would
entire
play a
half-hour
movie during
back on
TGIF?
TGIF for a holiday special.
They'd show clips of a new movie.
Ah, right,
You'd
right.
have Hanson show up. The Backstreet Boys could host it.
Okay, well, you gotta just think that's just brilliant marketing. Like, it's pretty much what we call, not that I call, but what is called, you're fishing in a barrel with dynamite. Like, your entire demographic is in this one place at this one time. Boom. Show them what you want them to buy. It's just, it's fishing with dynamite.
It really is, because you got to think, what, is 60% of that audience is girls from 9 to 13, 9 to 14 at the time. And it's like, gee, do you think they want to know about the Backstreet Boys' latest project?
Or Hanson. Hanson was massive. And Flubber, that was a sweet movie. So, I don't know, man. I know I'm significantly older now than when I watched TGIF, but everything in that was cool to me.
Now, on these nights, they would get somebody from one of these shows to host. And this isn't what I'm saying is part of the cinematic universe, but this is them all playing nice together. So you feel like, you know what? Not only is TGIF family shows, but all the TGIF shows are sort of family with each other. They're all pals here.
Yeah, it's kind of the approach of, one ship raises all sails, right? If one show's doing well, then the next one, boom.
Full House. Let me tell you about this week's episode. You see, Stephanie has to go to a psychiatrist because...
Step by Step is coming up next.
What?
Tonight, the results
That was
are in
Mr.
on
Cooper.
the career placement test.
Family Matters. Yeah, and it's coming up next on ABC.
Don't miss Family Matters.
Let's see what's cooking next.
On Step by Step, good thing we're watching
That's
ABC
so meta.
because
It's
the
so
fun
cool.
is about to continue with Step by Step.
Boy Meets World is next on ABC. I mean, and we always watch that together.
Time for our favorite part of TGIF, Step by Step.
Sister.
Well, what's happening here is right here, jumping the gun.
Oh, cut her off. I love it.
Cooper, hi, Bob. Boy Meets World goes where no TJF show has gone before.
I bet you're wondering where the rest of the Full House family is. Well, I gave them the night off because I can do this with my cartoon friends. What's up on Full House, Bugs?
Yeah, DJ's up to her whiskers in hot water.
Ooh, I hate missing Full House.
Me too.
Stay tuned, Doc.
Tonight on Family Matters, Steve
That
was
is
the robot.
great
Coming
stuff.
up next is the premiere of my favorite show, Full House.
This us.
Are they in character talking about the other shows? Or are these the actors talking about these other shows?
Oh no, they're totally in their character, and they're hyping up the other shows in their same block. Absolutely.
But all that seemed like my favorite show. So in this universe, are they like a reality show where it's like Kim Kardashian would go on talking about keeping up with the Kardashians as a real thing that happened, but also a TV show? So do they have film crews in their house filming what happened?
I'm about to fall out of my chair. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
All right, let's put it like this. If Carl Winslow is saying, all right, you're going to check out what happens on Family Matters, but he's in character as Carl Winslow. Is Family Matters a reality show where they let people into the Winslow house to see the crazy antics that happen there, and now he's promoting their show about them?
But it just happens to be filmed like a sitcom?
Yeah.
You know what? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think you're reaching super far.
Well, then how is he introducing the show? He shouldn't know about these shows.
Of course he should know about the show. He's in the show.
But if he was in the show, he wouldn't know about the show. Unless it was a show within a show about his family that he knows about.
But if he's watching it on TV, how does he not know that he's part of a show?
So here you go. Here's what makes it even more confusing. They're not saying Jaleel White here to talk about these shows. It's Urkel here.
Oh, no. He's in his full shtick.
Steve Urkel here for a fun-filled night of laughs. Full House kicks off the night when DJ meets a babysitter's worst nightmare.
Joey here. Next up, my buddy
His
Urkel
buddy?
directs his first Smash video.
Stephanie Tanner back again. You're just in time for just
Oh, gosh. What the hell's going on?
Big development in Connie's life.
Welcome back to TGIF, everybody. Bullwinkle the Moose here, sitting in for my friend Joey.
Carl Winslow here, on duty for TGIF.
Tonight, my little girl DJ starts junior high school.
Dad?
Don't fly away. Teen Angel is next on ABC.
I can't believe.
What the hell is Teen Angel?
Which means our show Full House is coming up next. Oh, I wouldn't want to mess with that Michelle. She is one macho mama. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Tonight I'm going places. I move in and I...
Who is this little boy again?
He's from a show called Going Places.
Guess it never went nowhere. I never saw it.
It didn't go any places.
Trying to do the right thing. Sounds hot. Let's roll it. Oh, this kid learns fast.
I'm Janine from Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and this is my daughter Nicole.
And tonight it's girls' night.
Where's Mr. Cooper? It's like
It's
the
girls' night.
He's the absent father. It's unacceptable.
To our favorite ABC show, Step
There he
by
is.
Step. Bottoms up.
Joe, please, not only enlighten me, but enlighten us. How does this all play out into a cinematic universe? I might regret asking you this, but how does this all play out?
So you remember the mom on Family Matters?
Harriet, yeah, of course.
So Harriet used to work with Balky and Larry on Perfect Strangers. She used to run the elevator at the place that they used to work at.
I know that. And Carl was also in there, too, as a cop.
She lasted from season 3 to season 4. So here's her first introduction on Perfect Strangers.
You'd better be careful. One mistake, and you gone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the warning, Mrs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Balky Bartakamus, this is Harriet Winslow.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do?
Harriet runs the elevator here.
Now, either
Must
he
be a lot of
stays,
ups and
or
downs.
I tell your wife what you were doing
Waiting
with
for
Miss
it.
Passarelli in my elevator during the Christmas party.
You better not sell it. So then Harriet had the spinoff. And what was the name of that spinoff?
Family Matters.
This is the final appearance on Harriet on Perfect Strangers.
Final appearance as Harriet.
What they did was a little program called ABC's Comedy Sneak Peek. And on ABC's Comedy Sneak Peek, it was hosted by Larry and Balky, and they explained what happened to Harriet.
I am waiting for Harriet. I want to use the elevator.
Well, Harriet doesn't run the elevator anymore.
She don't?
No.
Well, whoever they got to replace her is late.
Balky, the elevator runs by itself.
You remember when elevators needed help being a run?
No, I never. I don't at all.
Neither do I.
That whole time.
No, Harriet used to run the elevator, but now she's got her own show. It's called Family Matters.
Ah.
Bam! Watch this.
Sneak peek.
Next is the premiere of a great new show, Family Matters.
No.
Yes.
You got it,
stars
dude.
The elevator operator from Perfect Strangers.
Wow.
Good thing I don't have a date.
All right.
Joey Gladstone doesn't have a date, so he's just going to stay at home and watch that Family Matters premiere.
I remember watching the reunion of Family Matters. It happened just a few years back. And it was pretty cool seeing them all back together. And that's when I finally learned the story of why the actress who played Harriet got her own show and what the whole agenda was behind it and how the show was probably not going to make it until a certain nerd walked through the doors.
From there, Perfect Strangers was the thing to try to keep Family Matters afloat until, like you said, Urkel showed up.
Right.
Harriet's family was really nice. Will I ever get to see them again?
Every Friday night, right before Perfect Strangers.
Well, Cousin, I want to tell the whole building about Family Matters. Too bad I can't use the elevator. And Family Matters is up next.
This week, Laura accidentally sells her grandma's favorite quilt at a garage sale.
Oh, I remember that one. It was a tearjerker.
Make me laugh. Yeah, and that Balky's such a fashion flake. I wonder where he gets his clothes.
Pay attention, Steve.
Yeah.
Going Places is on next.
So what can you tell us about our next show, Family Matters?
Family Matters, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it was based in Chicago, was it?
Mhm.
That's where the family was from. The Winslow family, Harriet the mother, Carl the cop, he's the dad. Gosh, you had Laura, who was Steve Urkel's love interest. Urkel's the neighbor. It's kind of just your, I don't know, think of kind of like Step by Step almost, aside from the, splitting families that join each other. It's just kind of like a black family version of that. And you get all the hijinks with Urkel, you get all the serious topics, like, those really sit down, we need to talk conversations with the adults. You get all that stuff.
Yeah, what was great about these things is you didn't even look at it like the black family or anything else like that. You just kind of looked at it like, oh, this is just another TGIF family. They're funny. They got funny hijinks. Carl Winslow is so memorable. Urkel is, you still get Urkel talk even to this day. Yeah.
Yep.
Like Jaleel White is never just not gonna be Urkel.
No, I think he kind of always has to be, and I think you made up you brought up a good point about it being a black sitcom. And when you're a kid, you have no idea. You're just like, oh, this is just another funny show. Like Carl's great, Urkel's great, but now as an adult, you can kind of look back and be like, we didn't really have a lot of those. So this was kind of like the first one that I was ever introduced to, besides the Cosbys, of course.
And I think at this point, we're better off running with Carl than we are Bill.
Hey, my son, what do you do when you have a black family and a white family sharing the same house?
I've always wanted a big brother. I just didn't know he'd be a brother.
I know. You try getting by Friday. Yep. TGBF.
Try getting by Fridays. Something new coming to TGIF.
This is my husband, Carl. Say hello, Carl.
Hello.
And this is Carl's mother, Mother Winslow. Say hello.
Well, how do you do? It's a real pleasure to meet you. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you about my world travel.
Mother,
You see,
we don't have enough time. We need to talk about the show. These are our children, Eddie, Laura, and Judy.
Hi. Hi.
Yo.
She was like a theater actress, wasn't she?
And her son, Richie.
Which one?
The grandma?
I believe so.
Working with them, Rachel.
Yeah, she was like OG.
So Family Matters is probably best known for the key to the rest of the cinematic universe, and his name was
Steve Urkel.
And how big was Steve Urkel?
Steve Urkel was legitimately a 90s pop culture phenomenon, like to the 10th degree. This guy had posters, he had cereal, he had action figures, he had lunch boxes. Like, you could not escape the suspenders and the glasses and
the dance.
The dance, do the Urkel. He was literally he was like the antithesis of a pop culture phenomenon. It was everywhere.
Tuesday nights on ATV.
Oh my goodness.
Hilarious comedy Family Matters. Tuesday at 8:30 on ATV.
How many things did he set on fire? There he is, see? The younger Urkel is what was really the phenom, the phenomenon, you know what I mean?
It really was, because as he got older, it was sort of weird that he was still acting like that.
Right.
But at this age, he's still endearing.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing you down.
And he did.
Oh, yeah.
Laura, my pet, I created something that'll make you love me. I've got a great new cereal. Can I do that?
Yep.
So hang up your pants or the Urkelos around.
We're Urkelized with Urkelos.
Strawberry, banana, fruit flavor.
That is just ridiculous.
She'll be mine. She'll be Urkelized.
Literally anything that you could possibly print his face on sold and flew off shelves.
Did you ever eat Urkelos?
Never once.
In that clip, you also saw him catch the curtains on fire, and he's just so blasé about it, so this happens a lot. No wonder poor Carl's like this.
Go home!
take this. I'm going home.
I'm going home. Yes. I remember him when he would say that. I'm going to challenge you right now on Pop Culture Paradise to go on eBay somewhere, the dark web. Find yourself a box of Urkelos. I dare you.
Oh, eBay's... You don't have to go on the dark web. You can go on eBay and get an old box of Urkelos. But God, I don't know if I could justify being like, hey, I spent $80 on old cereal.
Gotta do it for the... You gotta do it for the podcast, man.
What did you spend last year's salary on? Well, I know one of these expenses was Urkelos, bananas, strawberries. Delicious. It'll make Laura love you.
Yeah.
Don't go away. TGIF will be back in a flash.
Just keep it right here.
So the next step to a cinematic universe is getting our next show connected. And that show is Step by Step. What can you tell us about Step by Step?
Step by Step was great. It was a show that I didn't really appreciate as much when I was a kid. I was still into it, but now that I'm older and I go back and I watch it with like different eyes, it's super funny. It's super informative. It's definitely a show you can watch with your friends, or your mother could sit there with you. You could watch it and still enjoy it and not be uncomfortable. It was just a cast full of two families thrown together, trying to make it work, trying to learn each other. And that's where a lot of the issues and the craziness ensued.
Now, to get them to cross over and to make Step by Step a success, at the end of episode 302 of Family Matters, Urkel, in his jetpack, obviously...
Yeah, right.
...transports at the end of that episode and then crashes into the Lambert's barbecue at the beginning of the very second episode of Step by Step. So you watch one episode end, and all of a sudden, bam, Urkel's crashing into the next one. And if you were to watch this in syndication, and they're not back-to-back, suddenly your episode just starts off with Urkel crashing right through their freaking picnic.
Right. There he is.
He is a menace.
See ya, Urkel.
He is a menace to society because he went from Chicago to Wisconsin.
It's incredible.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore. He's hardcore. Yo.
Did I do that?
Yes, the classic line. It's so good. What a cool way to do a crossover, right?
It is a fantastic way, and that's what makes TGIF great, because they don't try to question the logic of how this random kid just jetpacked into another show from another city in another state.
No, it doesn't matter, but he's here. That's the good thing.
I want to bring up this that I noticed in the playthrough. Look at Patrick Duffy's hand placement here.
Oh, yeah. He knows what's up. Oh, yeah.
That Thigh Master.
Oh, yeah.
He can tell you it works.
Did I do that?
Look at him just crashing through. I think this clip right here, I definitely remember this episode. This is the one where the younger daughter, Al, gets, like, stood up on a date. I don't know that she's dating that young, but Urkel decides to stand up for her. Is that right?
That is exactly what happens. Urkel has a girl at each city. And, you know, you think he's here just to be Mark, the brainy
He's a phenomenon, of course
science partner. But no, Urkel knows what's up. He's got his mind focused on two different things.
Your mom and Frank ran off to Jamaica, got married, and didn't tell anyone?
This is how you sell Step by Step to the new kids.
8 o'clock nothing, 9 o'clock nothing, 10 o'clock nothing. Yep, I'm free.
I'm free.
Great, I'll change. Let's see. A girl in Chicago, a girl in Port Washington. Steve, you are one bad dude.
Insert ludicrous area codes.
And if we were to insert area codes into this, we could match it up with the Urkel dance. Can you explain the Urkel dance to people?
The Urkel dance was amazing because I specifically remember this episode right here. Well, is this the one on the rooftop or is this the one at the school dance?
This is the one at the school dance. The rooftop is from an actual Family Matters episode.
The Urkel dance is designed for one thing, and that's to let your inner nerd fly. And don't even think about it. Dance like no one's watching. And there's some pretty cool steps to it. Check it out.
You want to do the Steve Urkel dance? All you have to do is hitch up your feet, bend your knees and stick out your
German Elvis. I'm telling you, ladies, it's better than Elvis.
Look at the kid. How do they all know the dance, though?
Because Al knows it too.
Urkel was viral without even having viral distribution.
Absolutely. What a jam. Everybody.
You know who I like
the
best? The kid behind Urkel. Like.
Oh, he's into it. He's like, damn it, that could be me. What a good dance. Everybody. Now, would you believe me if I told you that the Urkel dance began trending on TikTok last year?
And how did this start trending on TikTok? I would kind of just assume that this would be a little too old to trend on TikTok unless somebody dug it up and made it popular.
No, see, that's what I would totally think too. But all these random old things, it's kind of that saying, what's old is new again if you haven't seen it, right? So I have no idea how the sound got on there, but it did, and then everybody started doing the Urkel dance, and it's phenomenal. I'm all about that.
So later, when I said that Family Matters and Step by Step were starting to get old, they actually went over to CBS, and CBS tried to do their own TGIF called The Block Party.
Ah, that's a dope name.
It's pretty good. I would totally watch The Block Party.
Do they have good shows on it?
Well, it had Family Matters in its last season and Step by Step in its last season, and then 2 other shows I'll bring up here that will connect to the universe.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it got canceled after 1 year.
Ah.
And now here's where I get confused about, do the Family Matters and Step by Step universe actually connect? Because in season 7, Al meets up with a customer at the restaurant. You'd think she'd know who he was.
No way. Wait, are they giving her own show?
She was actually taking a small role in a movie. Now, how does she look there? She doesn't look like she recognizes that guy.
You know what? I think that was kind of the joke. It was a guy that took her to her dance, right? And saved her night and showed off to the entire student body. How is she not going to recognize him?
Step by Step. Maybe doesn't connect to Full House because John Stamos, not Jesse Katsopoulos, shows up in this clip.
You look funny, me a date?
No, still looking.
Right. Did you tell him I was on Full House?
Sorry. Just don't like blind dates.
Have mercy.
That's just awesome. That's just super, like, breaking down the fourth wall. Like, that's just cool stuff. It seems like those are kind of like special moments that the viewer isn't supposed to be let in on, and they are. And that's what makes them so cool. Like, that was awesome. I've never seen that before.
There is another guy from Step by Step that I think the whole entire universe knows. Who is the most memorable character of Step by Step?
The mom.
One more guess.
Cody was.
Of course. Everybody knows Cody.
It's go, 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 go on with the show. TGIF just beginning to roll. Next, Cody's dad gives him a present that can change his life.
I bet ABC's TGIF is a lot more fun than having a date.
You'd lose that bet.
I bet Cody and JP have fun when they start a business.
Okay, TGIF fans, we're just beginning to roll. There's 2 more funny shows to go.
Next, Cody takes over Story Hour.
We're going to be reading a...
Don't go away, because there's more TGIF on the way.
Oh, nice to show up and be with the family, Coop.
I'll give you a
He was so funny. I loved hanging with Mr. Cooper. So tell me, how many different times were there crossovers like this? Because that's super cool to me.
The chain just kept going throughout the years. So as we see here, even when it went over to the Block Party, we had this show called Migos, which is Bronson Pinchot, the guy from Perfect Strangers, in a new role as an alien who comes to Earth.
So he gets a new show.
Yep, and I believe Family Matters crossed over here because they hang out on one of their promos, and Jaleel White shows up in 2 episodes.
Next, will Miko...
Is that Harriet the Spy?
It is.
What? Oh God, his lip!
Family Matters.
Migos, that's the name of a rap group
Gregory
now.
Hines and Step by Step.
Come join the party.
The CBS Friday Night Block Party premieres 1 week from tonight.
Dude, I'm in for that. That looks so dope still. Even though it's like the later seasons.
Will be released when the official starter
So here's
blows his
Jaleel
whistle.
White popping up on Migos.
Whoa.
On your mark.
He didn't want to learn any dialogue, but there he is. And you can't tell me that's not Urkel.
No, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. But that was definitely at the end of their run, right? That was the last season of Family Matters. Because like, how long could it go for, right?
That was it. That was the last season of both Step by Step and Family Matters.
Doesn't it make you wish that sometimes, like, I don't know, like a cartoon show, like take Rugrats for example, they never have to grow up ever. You could just watch the show until the end of time, or The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, Rugrats did grow up, and that was weird. But it's almost
They
like
were all grown up.
You just want to take them and just put them into a time capsule and say, never change, you. Always stay the same.
Well, in the 70s, they did this thing where they did cartoon revivals of some of their 60s shows. So they had Gilligan's Island, and a lot of the people came back and voiced it, but Gilligan's Island was now in space.
Oh, gosh.
And it was kind of like, all right, maybe we didn't need that.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that.
You're watching TGIF. Please return your trays to their upright position.
So here is our next crossover. Urkel is friends with this young kid in Philadelphia.
Sean Hunter.
Almost. He's friends with Corey Matthews.
I know.
Just throw it away. No, I can't break the chain.
Uh-uh. What a good guy.
Well, whatever you do, don't send it to me.
I'll send it to my friend Corey Matthews in Philadelphia.
Let's go.
That way, I'll keep my good luck flowing.
Oh, God. Dude, that was good. I like that.
Is Family Matters a show watched in the Boy Meets World universe? Because how do they end up with this?
Oh, boy, an Urkel doll. I love Steve Urkel.
There it is.
How did they end up with the Urkel doll?
They went out and bought it.
So a lot of people also think that this is Dana of Step by Step showing up on Boy Meets World, but I could find no definitive proof that this girl is Dana.
Looks like her.
Topanga, you can't keep running a...
Topanga?
Oh.
Well, it's the actress who plays Dana.
What's Topanga? I don't work here. I was just on a tour and I decided to hang back on my own.
So that's what people think, that she was on a tour, that Dana went on this vacation and she just hasn't called herself Dana, but I just don't see it. And what makes that TGIF night fun, because you're like, oh man, Dana just showed up. And I can see people thinking, you know what? She ball busts Corey pretty hard in this episode. Maybe that is Dana.
Right.
She's just
That's
an
definitely
animal.
her personality.
Just an animal. How do you get off saying
She looks so
something
much
like
older
that?
than him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just...
Apologize to her. I'm serious.
This is when Urkel showed up on Full House.
Dad, you've got to help us.
What's going on?
It's my cousin Steve. He's in town for the big science fair, and he wants
No, my cousin Steve.
How annoying could one kid be?
How annoying. You're about to find out.
Hi, kid.
Yes.
I don't know. Steve, this
Yeah,
is my
I definitely
sister,
remember
Michelle.
this.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Michelle.
Why do you talk like a Mickey Mouse?
This is how we got Steve Urkel to Michelle Tanner, who is another link to more cinematic universes.
But that won't bother you, will it?
Window face?
What?
The trick is to make them laugh with you before they laugh at you.
And you gotta
Exactly.
kinda just let it
I've
be
said that my
cool.
whole life.
That's it. Loosen up. Be very fluid. Fluidity is the key. That's the move. That's it.
Trying to teach him how to
Once
be
you get it
cool.
going,
I love it.
you shift the weight and you go. You see?
Oh, there he is.
And it's cool. And it's a strut.
And
it's
we all
cool.
wanted to be as cool as Uncle Jesse.
Inspiring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, he's got it.
Now, that's a dance. That's got to be a dance somebody can do on TikTok now.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
From there, Michelle Tanner is our link to Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Now, this is another
What?
example of, hey, we have this new show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. How can we get people to watch it? Well, for the first few episodes, let's get a bunch of our Full House people to show up.
Then, look who's Michelle's teacher.
Are you afraid of Benny?
No, not me.
Then kiss it.
That's so cool because she was like the character on the show.
Michelle Tanner had star power
Oh, court. Put up your zipper, buddy. There you go.
She was like the star character on the show, for sure.
I'm your new teacher,
Or
Mr.
they, I
Cooper.
should say, rather.
I'll say Mr. Cooper.
Mr. Cooper.
We're not in kindergarten.
Remember this kid?
We're not in kindergarten.
It's hurting from looking up.
Oh.
No, I don't even want to look at him.
Like in wrestling.
Oh no.
This is that star-making vehicle here, where it's like Michelle Tanner is doing the heavy lifting, but now we know more about Mr. Cooper, and I want to see more of Mr. Cooper, even if Michelle isn't involved.
Exactly. Brilliant. Brilliant.
And they busted out even more stars because look who shows up to, you know, speak on Michelle's behalf.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh! I love the studio audience.
On
Like,
the phone. I'm Jesse, and this
oh,
is
it's so
Michelle,
good.
the, butt buster.
The butt buster. Oh no!
She did that on purpose.
No.
Oh, my face broke the fall. Did. All right, I owe you one.
Does that mean you'll be our teacher again?
No.
All right, but what I really need to know right now is how does Sabrina the Teenage Witch play into any of the stuff that we're talking about?
Well, Sabrina is no stranger to this universe. Here we have, well, somebody from Full House playing a new role, but then it crosses over with Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I love this balcony.
You do?
Yeah,
Eric?
It's got a great view of the river. And you can see that guy
I love the
watching TV
reveal.
in his
Woo
underwear.
woo!
I'm sorry, Sabrina. My buddy just came off kind of a spooky relationship. He was dating a, oh, well, I'll just say it. He was dating a witch.
What's so spooky about that?
Oh. That is so good. I don't remember that. That's awesome.
In that same episode, we also had Candace Cameron playing a witch. So you gotta keep spreading that TGIF money around. Keep it in the family.
Why?
Yeah.
We needed your apartment, you fool. From this exact
DJ?
spot, your balcony. Once in 1,000 years, Valaris will come into alignment, and Satan's tail will appear, sending a light beam through the crystal of death, ensuring our
What?
immortality and obliterating you.
Oh my god. They're gonna sacrifice Sean and his brother, whoever that was?
Yes, they are. Now, one of the biggest things that happened on TJF night, you brought up the 3D night.
Whenever you see the icon, put on the glasses. First up, Carl and Urkel time travel back to a pirate ship. And if you don't stay tuned, we'll make you walk the plank.
But do you remember the night that Salem the Cat ate a time warp ball and every single one of the shows took place in a different decade?
I don't, but that sounds phenomenal.
So what happened here in these set of episodes is it started off with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and they go to the 60s. And then Salem has this time ball, and she has to keep chasing them to every other show. First, let's talk about this time ball.
Maybe you should try dieting, Salem.
I don't need to diet.
It's funny you say that because I was looking at this. I'm like, it looks different.
Guess I can go get Aunt Hilda's jeans. 60s, here I come.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like sardines. Who cares? Oh, I don't feel so good.
There he is.
So out of sight.
Are you gonna paint it?
Whoa, man.
You ate my time ball.
No, I didn't. What time ball?
The one I left on my desk.
This was the best show.
I mean, what time ball? I won't take it, and you can't make me.
This is amazing.
So then he shows up on Boy Meets World.
Wait, in the same night?
In the same night, the overall arching story is her chasing him through each one of these TV shows.
So wait, chasing him through time or chasing him through the TV shows?
TV shows and time.
Okay, so in Sabrina, they went to a different time period, and on the other shows, he's just going to show up in different areas, not necessarily a different time.
What he's going to do is show up on that show, and the time ball warps to a new generation based on whatever transition the show was talking about. So Sabrina's all like, I need to go to the 60s to get these pair of jeans. We're in the 60s. So Salem shows up on Boy Meets World here.
Those darn hippies.
In the 60s?
Talk
Nope,
about free
back
love,
in the
and
real
they want
world.
me to chip in for gas.
Back in the
Like
real
I
time,
got
1990s.
You know, I wonder what it was like during World War II.
And away we go.
Yep.
Last one back to Philly's a rotten egg. Wait, Corey, you forgot your
A ceasefire will commence in 24 hours.
Wait! Corey! Come back!
He's a goner.
So here is where I know that it does not cross over with Drew Carey and Home Improvement, because Salem mentions
down
them.
to earth. L.A., here
Okay.
I come. What a flight.
Home Improvement was never on TGIF, was it?
Somebody got to put him in a cage
No.
and stick him down below. Hey, are you famous? Do people tell you you look like Tim Allen? Because you do.
Oh.
Where do I find Drew Carey? Want to have lunch?
Are those shots or what?
So the next show that Salem showed up on was a show called You Wish. This was about a genie that lives with a family on Earth. I know you're thinking, this doesn't sound entirely memorable, and that's because it only lasted one season. It did have Jerry Van Dyke in it, which is pretty sweet because, you know, I love Coach.
Right.
So to help promote this in the long history of TGIF shows trying to help out each other, Salem shows up.
Oh, I was going to say Steve Urkel.
No, Urkel's gone by this point. You got to have a new star carry on. And your star at this point is Salem the Cat, who...
He's a cat,
I mean, Salem was pretty big at the time. He's got books. He's got stuffed animals. He's got a Tamagotchi.
You talk? To you? Yeah, because you guys are genies.
How'd you know?
Because anybody else that heard me talk would go,
Excuse me. I'm Sabrina. I'm a witch. I'm looking for a black cat named Salem.
There she
He
is.
called and said he was here. You're genies, aren't you?
How would you know that?
Because if you weren't and I said I was a witch, you would have gone, ah!
Rock like that back in the 1950s. Boy, those were simpler times, and I miss them.
Stop doing that!
Oh,
Operator,
no.
get me Sabrina Spellman. Long distance.
This is kind of cool. I like the different time frames and how these characters would be in the 60s or 50s or, you know, wherever they're going. That's kind of cool, man. I'm into it.
I think the funniest gag, though, is every single time they show up, like, you're genies, aren't you? Because you'd be freaking out
good.
if I was starting to talk to you. You were just a regular human. Is this trying to say that Steven Spielberg got inspired by Sabrina the Teenage Witch to make E.T.?
Kiss me.
You know, kid, anyone who can pedal a 3-speed bike as fast as my Harley and keep up a conversation is okay in my book.
Love the 50s. Less crowd, less smog, more drag races, more drag
Oh, God,
races.
look out.
This show's funnier than I remember it being.
Oh, there it is. The iconic scene. And now we know where he got it from. It all makes sense now.
So Sabrina has to go chase back after Salem, and this is where I think Steven Spielberg is part of this universe.
My cat!
My bike!
He ran off again. I don't suppose any of you have a broom? Or better yet, a vacuum? I have a bike. That'll work. I'll get it back to you.
That's amazing. Oh, there it is.
Put down the pen, Spielberg.
Oh. That's good stuff.
So would you say that, like, you know how Marty McFly accidentally invented rock and roll and Star Wars, basically? Is that what happened in this universe?
I think you got the proof right here.
So the last stop on that night was to a show called Teen Angel. Do you remember Teen Angel at all?
I do not. I don't remember the show at all.
So when The Simpsons was actually good, a couple of its head writers went off to make this show. The premise of this show is two friends have a major tragedy happen. When having a sleepover, one of them is dared to eat an old hamburger that they find under the bed. Can you guess what happened to the guy who ate the old hamburger?
He died.
He died! So now he's his friend's guardian angel.
No! That is awful.
How bad was that hamburger?
Look, I found a stray cat.
Oh, now the excitement begins.
I miss the 70s.
Back then, I wasn't sitting home without a date on a Friday night. I wish life could
No.
be like the 70s again.
That's Marsha.
Bad thing to say when you're holding a magical time-traveling cat.
So we're gonna see Sabrina now in the disco age.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my cat.
You can
Now, is this towards the end of Sabrina's run?
Mondo heavy. Major
Okay.
Mondo heavy. You're supposed to be invisible to humans. I'm an angel.
What?
Oh, well, I'm a
No,
witch.
you're an idiot.
A witch! Next you'll be telling me there's genies and boys meeting worlds.
You wish.
Oh, okay. I see what you're up to here, buddy.
Gotta get all meta there, but I love the continuing gag through the entire night of, oh, wait, you're a genie? Oh, wait, you're an angel? Yeah, I'm a witch. We're all part of the other side.
So your cat really did change time. I told the head something was wrong.
Who's the head?
He's this all-knowing blabbermouth up in space.
Okay. Well, it's been nice chatting with you, but I've got to go find my talking cat.
Hey, Foxy Mama. How'd you find it?
Through your credit card records, it's not very often someone buys a $1,000 disco cat suit.
Just me
That's
and
amazing.
the kit.
Salem, to return us to the 90s, you have to cough up that time ball. I'm afraid we have to induce vomiting.
Hey, they're about to play Muskrat Love.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. That is good. That's good stuff. That's funny.
So to end that night, Salem gets captured. They get the time ball out, and I think it ends with Sabrina trying to kill Marty from Teen Angel, even though he's already dead.
Well, can I at least have a magazine?
Corey, you're going to ask me something?
Ah, that's better. When you're dead, give me a call.
You're cute, but I'm going to live for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Nice
I
blow
can
off.
Rejected.
So then our next show for 2 seasons, even though it only lasted one on ABC, was the Clueless TV spinoff. Do you remember any of this one?
I kind of briefly, now that you mention it, remember Clueless having a show. I don't ever remember watching a single episode of it.
Well, they used some of Sabrina's star power.
Gee, that's it. So let me go through this one more time. You're telling me you've been at school since September? Oh, this is so spooky. I don't remember seeing you.
I remember
then.
that girl, the blonde.
I know everyone.
That's Cher.
What, Cher? You think I just
Yep.
snapped my fingers and magically appeared? As if.
See ya.
This is too weird for me.
Yep.
TGIF is just beginning to roll. Stick right here as we get on with the show.
So you would think by that point that's where it all ends. But
it should.
Clueless went over to the WB, and their characters appeared on with characters from Moesha.
Oh gosh, here we go. More crossing over.
So here's another character from Moesha. Her name was Nisi.
I'm Murray.
Hi.
Hey, I remember the redhead girl.
I don't even go to this school, okay? I was just waiting here to take my
So we have this other character, Hakeem from Moesha, and yes, you would remember her because she played Amber on Clueless. They brought back most of the Clueless cast that they could afford, and then later on, she would become a cast member when Sabrina moved to the CW or to the WB.
So was that like when, okay, this show isn't pulling any more, numbers, let's send it over to the WB?
Yes. It was when they were a little bit colder about it, and they're like, all right, if we cut expenses and, you know what, we're done with it for the 5th season of Sabrina, goodbye. And I think they were done with TGIF at that point. So Moesha spun off to the Parkers.
Oh, my girl Maya Angelou yelling, push him back, push him back, push him way back. I don't think so.
So this girl was from the Parkers.
At least they got her coordinated.
After she left Moesha, she went on to star in the Parkers.
Her own show.
Do you remember the show The Hughleys, which also was on maybe one season of TGIF?
D.L. Hughley. I definitely remember that show. He was funny.
Well, D.L. Hughley and the Hughley family crossed over to the Parkers.
I used to have my own place, remember? Wait a minute. Who do you think you're talking to? One of your little friends?
Honestly, I don't know where you come from sometimes.
Nope.
Now you remember on the Hughleys, he ran a vending machine company.
No, I don't remember that.
From this machine all year? It's only stealing if you get caught.
That only works in baseball and the Clinton administration. Now, I'm the owner. What is your name?
Oh.
Stevie Van Lowe, gotta go.
I know you better give me my
Oh
damn money. I know
no.
that. Come here.
Yup.
So then on the Parkers, the Hughleys show. On the Hughleys, the Parkers showed up.
Oh.
You're watching TGIF.
Wait a second. Didn't Fresh Prince cross over at some point?
Some people believe that it did, but it was honestly just one of those cases where the actor from Fresh Prince showed up.
He does look like the father on Fresh Prince.
Oh, yes, look at this! Icons, let's go! They need their own buddy comedy show.
That would have been amazing.
Oh, God.
It kind of makes you wish that there was a crossover.
You know, that was definitely a big surprise. Happened to be on the lot, you know?
I would say that crowd was going bananas when it happened.
Ah, dude, that was great stuff. All right, so in conclusion, tell me, what was off the top of your head, what was the craziest thing you found in your research process for this?
Well, not only is this cinematic universe still going, technically.
What?
I'll get to that in a second. I found this little crossover here where Urkel is showing you how a bill is made with some very famous cameos, and Urkel isn't a Republican thing. He's not a Democrat thing. He's a bipartisan member of this world.
Howdy ho, guys. I came to Washington to pass my own Clean Air Act. The Urkel Air Act. Most people think it's very difficult to get a bill passed, but I'm here to show you that it's as easy as growing mold.
Boom.
So Urkel is very bipartisan. He's able to work with both sides.
Mr. President. Hello. Wow. My name is
No
Stephen
way.
Cooper, and I was wondering if you can endorse my Urkel Air bill. It will definitely provide a clean and safe
That is incredible.
Well, that might be a good idea. Oh, would you like a copy?
I would like a copy of it.
Well, I'll make sure
Bill
you get
Clinton is in the TGIF cinematic universe.
In the Congress first. Then
That is so cool.
Okay. Well, you can sign it right now. We can just bypass all that.
But
Oh, yeah.
The Constitution gets in the way.
Okay, you're right. I shouldn't have.
You send me the bill.
You're right. I'll send you the bill.
Right.
But he also worked with
No, we tell me that
1996
while
political
you're
candidate
Senator
Bob
I'm
Dole.
Stephen Q. Urkel, and I need a sponsor.
Mr. Merkel, how did you get in here?
Well, I snuck in.
Excuse me,
what
kid.
I want to talk to you about is, I was hoping you would read the first 100 pages.
He's gonna
of
get
my bill.
shot by the
Or
Secret
perhaps
Service.
I
Oh,
could recite
God.
the first 100
Take a
pages
seat
to
and
you.
listen to what I have to say.
He did make a time machine and a cloning machine, so I would take him serious.
That was kind of funny. I had never seen those clips before.
This was something that blew my mind when I was like, wait a minute, what? Because this wouldn't have aired anywhere other than a classroom, and he's
Exactly,
still Urkel,
yeah.
and you're like, wait a minute.
This was
what?
like, that was one of the things you'd watch when you'd have, film day in class, and you would wheel in, the big metal thing with the TV strapped onto the top and the VHS player. You wheel it into the room.
It was meant to educate you, and all these companies put aside their differences and their intellectual properties, and they're like, all right, you know what? It's for the kids. It's kind of like the cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, which is a review on this channel, where they have a message, and you know what? They're going to put aside their differences. Remember when I said that TGIF is still going? Have you heard about this show, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, on Netflix?
Netflix. Hey, I have.
So this last season that they had before it went off the air, this cameo happened.
Sabrina, is that you?
Salem.
Well, there you are. Where were you? We were getting worried.
Not me. I haven't been worried
Oh,
since
gosh.
bottomless mimosas.
Wow.
And cut.
Well, that was wonderful, dear. You're gonna fit right in here.
Oh, Sabrina, this is gonna be a laugh riot. Want to see me do a spit take?
Sorry, who are you?
Well, we're your aunties, of course.
So you can basically see that this is still going on, that
Yeah, but that kind of sucked though. Like that wasn't Sabrina.
Well, that was new Sabrina getting a crossover from old Sabrina, and then
it wasn't old Sabrina. It was old Sabrina's aunts.
That's still a cameo. That's still the universe crossing over. That's not Iron Man showing up, but maybe in, I don't know, what is that new one that's come out there? What is that new one this week?
This week?
Yeah, there's like a side Avengers show that just started airing, but that'd be like them using
Falcon.
Yeah, that'd be like them using Jarvis or the Tech or something, so that it's
you
still
don't
part
disrespect Jarvis like that, you son of a.
So it's like it's the same universe. Like that to get Jarvis, they would have to be affiliated with Iron Man. And then you have the follow-ups. You have your Fuller House, and then you have your Girl Meets World, and the Disney Channel has their own kind of universe going on. And in that universe, Girl Meets World connects with a bunch of other shows, like the show I heard called Jessie that aired on Disney Channel. And then there's like a whole webpage dedicated to how all those shows combine. So it's just one big freaking web.
All right, I'm gonna level with you. I think you've convinced me about this. I didn't think you could, and I kind of want us to be a part of this TGIF universe. Where do we get the applications?
Well, I use this power I have to make it happen. So to do that, obviously, we need a character to cross over on our show, right?
Exactly.
What if I was able to get Al from Step by Step to show up?
I'll leave the show. There's no way.
Hey, it's Al from Step by Step, and now that your show Pop Culture Paradise is a part of the TGIF cinematic universe, I guess I just crossed over. What does that mean?
What just happened?
We crossed over. We're part of the universe.
Ow.
Doozy.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, I bet you didn't think that your favorite homie would start the day not affiliated with Urkel, and now, based on 100 degrees of Kevin Bacon, you're part of this.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that too. I'm now part of the TGIF universe. I think I'm gonna put that in my Twitter and TikTok bio.
Keep checking our website at abc.com for more ways to be a part of TGIF. We'll see you next week.
For Joe, my name is Jeff. Thank you so much for watching Pop Culture Paradise. Be sure to like, comment, and/or subscribe. Maybe all three if you're feeling up to it. And we'll catch you next time.
There's other videos on the channel, and remember, answer the question. Are these characters talking about a show that they're part of in character, or is this being thought of way too hard and you side with Jeff?
You side with